Hey, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. I just wanted to share this little spot that I'm doing the full moon in Scorpio video. Okay, this is a place with no reception. This is why I'm using my phone's video, and I will upload it later. I am in Texas, in this cute little town outside of Austin, about an hour. This is what it looks like to have Mercury retrograde in your ninth house of travel. I got really sick the second I arrived on Thursday in Austin. I don't know if I got sick on the airplane or if it's just really bad allergies from this thing called the blue bonnet bloom here in Texas. I have a cough and a sore throat. I have congestion and runny eyes, and I sneeze all the time. It's like a new thing. Anyways, I'm enjoying myself in nature, all by myself, with no reception. And there's this fire pit right here that I am about to start a fire. And maybe I could get in a little more into that when I have that going. But I just wanted to intro with that and say that, first of all, we are going to have Mercury retrograde conjunct Venus in Aries. Then we're going to have, that's on, I believe, the 19th. And then we're going to have the conjunction of Uranus and Jupiter at on the 20th at 21 degrees of Taurus. So we have the conjunction Aries, which is Mars ruler. We're going to have the conjunction of Uranus and Jupiter, which is Venus ruled. And then we're going to have the full moon in Scorpio, which is Pluto Mars ruled. And then we will, at the end of the month, on the 30th, we're going to have Venus conjunct Mercury, I think. Hold on, let me check. Sorry. Okay, this is the cutest little... Oh, there's my tea boiling. But yeah, this is my little spot. Super cute. It's like a container house. Let me move this before it gets any hotter. I'll just pour myself some tea. And then we're going to have Venus conjunct, Venus square Pluto. Okay, so Venus will now be in Taurus, and it's going to square over to Pluto in Aquarius. And that's going to be on April 30th. So, there is 5 major events. Mercury is going to station direct on April 25th at 15 degrees of Aries. So, yeah, I gotta do something about my nose. Hi, I'm here at my house. I have the raw background. I have Miss Miyagi right here chilling with me. And I'm going to get a little bit into this full moon in Scorpio, which it's already super intense. We're already feeling it. And I'm super late on this video. I was in Texas. I started to do it, and I had no reception. So I recorded a video of myself, and then I started the fire, and it started raining. So you guys already saw it. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna pull up the chart for this Scorpio full moon. Mimi, let's see, share screen. All right, here we go. So this is the full moon in Scorpio chart. Try to move it over. Okay. So as you can see, we have a full moon in Scorpio at 4 degrees. Okay, we have a square to Pluto, which makes it even more intense. We have a conjunction with Chiron, okay, with both Mercury and Venus. We have Mercury retrograde in Aries still happening. It will go direct on the 25th. And we have Mars in Pisces applying to Neptune, the planet of illusion and dreams and blurred lines, like there's like no boundaries in Neptune, and Mars and Saturn are both in Pisces, which also have a hard time because it's a water sign. And this isn't, Saturn is more earth. It's about stability, and it's hard to build a foundation on water. Mars is passion and drive, and Pisces is about letting go and not taking action and allowing things to go and flow and let go. So that's like what this is all about. There is a lot of intensity, and that's just Scorpio. Scorpio is raw and intense. So it's about intensity, transformation, deep emotional exploration, and uncovering the hidden truths. To prepare for this transit, we can reflect on our emotional patterns, take time to review our emotional responses, okay? Because we are all super sensitive right now. We're being triggered. And so we are looking at how we respond to these emotional triggers and patterns. This has to do with intimacy and trust, power dynamics in relationships, not just romantic, but also with our friendships and our business partnerships. We can dive into self-discovery as well. And this is really good for digging deep, looking within, journaling, meditation, alone time, therapy, the unconscious mind, uncovering these buried emotions and desires. And, personally, I've experienced all this. This is just not something that I'm talking about, but I have experienced. We could be having disagreements, arguments, intense emotions, sensitivities. And this is all about the Scorpio full moon. Full moons are intense already. We don't need to add Scorpio in for it to be intense. So just adding these two intense things, the full moon plus being in Scorpio, squaring to Pluto, and Mars applying to Neptune, like we're just disconnected. Like we're not connecting with getting along. I would say, like, we're just in our emotions because Mars is the ruler of this full moon as well as Pluto, and Pluto is squaring this. So with the Pluto squaring the sun, okay, so here, let me see, the sun and the moon, because this is a full moon, this is intense emotions already. It's deep-seated emotions, like resurfacing. And it also is triggering the South Node, as we have this quincunx to Saturn. And we're just like learning a lot from our past. We're having a transformation. We're having these issues related to power and control, these psychological depths, which is about delving deep into the subconscious mind of Pisces, the hidden, and exploring these hidden motivations. This is not an easy full moon. And we're releasing these buried emotions and patterns and experience this deep inner transformation and growth. Now, I just did a paint and sip, and I painted a butterfly.
Butterflies know best about transformation. They're metamorphosize, they metamorphosize, as well as praying mantis, moths. This is all Scorpio. And, when you go from this alchemy of metamorphosis, being like metamorphosizing into something else is very painful. And it's when you're in it, you don't know why. You don't know why or what's going on. When you go from a caterpillar to into a dark cocoon and you have no idea what the hell's going on, and then you start going through these growing pains and you're growing these beautiful wings, but you have no idea how beautiful you've become through this metamorphosis, through this pain, transformation. Like, you experience so much when you are going through a metamorphosis and maybe a dark night of the soul, and you experience these really intense things in life. It literally makes a beautiful human. Like, the people that have went through the most have a like an air about them of just beauty. They've been through miles, they've been through it, and they have this sense of like empathy and compassion. And that's not something you're going to get with someone that has never went through anything. And that's what Scorpio is all about. And we're experienced with the South Node and Libra, we're experiencing like past these past relationships that are coming up. Mercury retrograde brings people from the past. And you're seeing these people and you're like, whoa, I'm not there anymore. And sometimes it just shows you how far you've really evolved, how far you've came. And you're like, whoa, like, I don't want to be there anymore. And there's even like these lessons that we had to relearn, or maybe just like a reminder of like, oh, this is why I'm not with that person anymore, or this is why I'm not friends with this person, or this is why I don't work for that company anymore. So there is a lot of realizations happening right now. And Venus being conjunct this Chiron here. Chiron is the wounded healer. And Venus is about our money and our relationships and our love. So there is a lot of healing around our relationships and our self-worth, and issues of self-worth and self-esteem and boundaries, and maybe our fears of insecurity or unworthiness could be coming up in our relationships. Vulnerability, authenticity is huge with Scorpio as well. We can feel more open to sharing our true feelings and our experiences with others, and then allowing this deeper connection to happen. Or we could just be extremely raw and real, and with all the anger and the emotion and the sensitivities coming to the surface. Compassion and empathy are huge when we have navigated our own wounds and our own vulnerabilities. And we have this deeper understanding of the pain and the struggles we've experienced by those around us or the people from our past. And we're seeking healing at this time whether that is through meditation, talking to others, therapy, self-reflection, this kind of spiritual practice in which Pisces is really, encouraging, because Mars is the drive. This is the focus. And Mercury retrograde being in Aries, because Aries is like our identity, it's our self-awareness. And so we are looking inward. We are looking at who we are and who we want to be. And are we there yet? Or have we moved backwards? And are these relationships bringing something out of us that we don't like? Right? So is this like, okay, like these are reflections. These are reflections of either an old version of ourselves, or they're reflections of our new self. And we just have to figure out who that is in our life, that are reflections of our old self or of our new self. And we really want to be moving towards this new evolved version of ourselves. And yeah, we definitely could backfall, right, into some old patterns. It's so easy to slip into old habits and old patterns. It takes someone mindfully waking up, choosing to be this person that they want to embody, right? Now, Jupiter was conjunct Uranus yesterday, and man, oh man, that was so intense. Like, such an intense energy with this, opposing full moon, right? So, like, we're definitely feeling it today, which I'm recording this on Sunday. The full moon is on Tuesday, the 23rd. And then Mercury will go direct on the 25th. And we have all these aspects, these squares happening with the quincunx and a lot of things that are coming up around this letting go and allowing the change to happen. Understanding what the past, what we learned from the past and how it has moved us forward. Revisiting the past, our past decisions. And these aspects could be prompting us to revisit why we made those decisions or why we made those actions. Communication that is relevant for our life path and our personal growth. It's time to reflect on where we've been and how it aligns to where we're heading. Reevaluating our goals, our plans, and where we want to assert our actions. And that's all Aries with this Mercury retrograde. So because when Mercury's in retrograde, it passes by an area of our chart 3 times. So Mercury moves over, it moves back over another degree, and when it goes direct on the 25th, it will then move back over for the 3rd time to make sure that we understand. We understand what it is that we're moving forward with. So, what is that for you guys? The best is to look into your birth chart to see where Mercury is transiting for you. In this particular chart, this is a rising Virgo chart, and Mercury is reevaluating relationships. So, reevaluating business partnerships, marriage, and, it could even be engagement, as, the sun is moving into their 8th house. And this is not equal house. I pull Placidus, which, I look at interceptions. This has an interception. But, there's a huge focus. If you're a rising Virgo, there's a huge focus on how you provide for yourself, your money, what you do for work, is things inside your daily routines and your work and your health habits, that's your focus. And there's a lot of shifts and a lot of changes happening. And when those things happen, when these kind of shifts happen in our dailies, well, you're going to interact with different people. You're going to reconsider your relationships and your partnerships, especially in like professional settings, like business settings, right? Because the sixth house is your work, your daily routines. So it could be that you're working with different people. You have maybe new business. You have a focus on where you want to start providing more abundance for your life. There's a huge highlight into your money house for those Virgos, rising Virgos and stuff like that. And so it's about this sudden shift and this sudden awakening in your shared resources. It could be deep, deep connections, soul connections with people too. So, yeah. The South Node, Libra, quincunx, Saturn in Pisces. Like I said, we could have been struggling with boundaries, balancing our individual needs with our relationship dynamics, confronting illusions and delusions, learning lessons from past relationships, seeking balance and integration. So it's about honoring these lessons and experiences of the past while also taking responsibility for our own emotional being and spiritual growth. So May 1st, it's coming up pretty soon. Venus will square over to Pluto because Venus is in Aries. It will be switching over to Taurus and at 2 degrees exactly square Pluto. Now that's going to be intense. That's an intense aspect between these two planets. And the next moon cycle will be the new moon in Taurus. So this will be highlighting. This is a transformation in our relationships, a transformation within our values. What is valuable to us, and how are we navigating that? How are we providing for ourselves? What ways are the money coming in? So deep emotional connections, Pluto's influence on intensity and emotional depth and intimacy in our relationships, transformation, growth, passionate energy, empowerment in relationships. It's urging us to take control of our own lives and relationships and assert our needs and our boundaries more effectively, leading to these more healthier and fulfilling connections. However, on the downside or the con to this aspect would be power struggles, right? Pluto's power, Venus's relationship, obsession and compulsive behaviors, trying to overstep people's boundaries, fear of vulnerability, and financial tension because Venus is also our money. So that's, my friends, is this intensity that you're feeling. And I know everyone's feeling it in one way or the other. And I'm still clogged. I can't hear out of my right ear as I was congested when I was in the airplane coming back from Texas. And I guess that's just what happens. I definitely want to review the inside degrees because it is intense. It's an intense one. So Scorpio at 4 degrees is a loud roar as a tornado approaches. Now 4 is Uranus in step astrology. And Uranus is conjunct Jupiter. So there is a lot of abundance and luck that we can get with this aspect as well, but it's going to take these unexpected things happening. That's going to help shift that. Now, the storms of the world come right through where and when they are needed. They must wipe out ordinary consciousness and bring into play every kind of released spirit and force. When we live in the thick of storms and with always another threatened or impeding, we are impelled into depth emotions, tremendously drawn to activate the undersoul, personally and collectively. You sense the violent urgency for everybody around about of whatever you're going through. And so you are plunged into storms to seek cleansing and release, to bring up what is under there and let it play itself out freely. You do this with temptation towards every obsessive and addictive state imaginable, and with a tremendous guiding force leading you through any and every extreme to make all of existence come alive from deep inside, elementally, primally, and regeneratively. So that is a good read. So I'm going to pick a card for this full moon. We'll do a collective card for this full moon. If I've missed anything, Spirit, give us a good card. Whoa. All right. That just flipped out. Love when that happens. The King of Cups. The King of Cups. Mastering our emotions. Cups. The intensity. Composure. Welcoming. Control. Sophistication. Yes, this is definitely something that we all needed during this full moon in Scorpio, but the King of Cups sits at the helm of the emotional kingdom and inner balance. You reign over your feelings instead of being ruled by them. You're cultivated a mature practice of curiously watching and welcoming all that is part of this experience of being human. You don't have to equally like every sentiment that arises, but you are wise to receive it either way. Continue to let your feelings flow through you rather than pushing them away. Capable of accessing the power of your infinite inner waters, your wisdom is potent. You can harness this energy through creativity, expression, and in love. Share your depth. Others seek you out for your calm emotional sophistication and composure. Through compassion and clear communication, you are capable of supporting others. Dilute adversity by choosing to stay calm in its presence. You are the king of your emotions. The radiance tip for this card is take stock of your emotions at the same time each day. Sit down in stillness and tune into how you are feeling. Find one specific word to describe your overall state and write it down. That's a great idea. I wish I would have did this video before all the craziness broke out, but we are human. We're not perfect. We experience these deep, dark, and intense emotions and triggers. That's what makes us human, which is so beautiful because there's no I, bot, robot, AI to experience those emotions. So that we are not replaceable. We feel love and we feel anger and we feel sadness and we feel happiness. And that's just a part of the human experience. We come out like that. When babies come out and they're crying, we don't tell them to oh, shut up, suck it up. No, we allow it. And then once you cry, you get it out, you feel better. Doesn't make you bipolar. It just makes you in tune with your emotions. And that's okay. But, you know, it's good to just allow others to be heard and allow others to also feel. And yeah, I think that is all I have for you guys today. If you would like to join me at my next Paint and Sip, it'll be on April 28th at 2 o'clock on a Sunday, William Welch Wines. And we are going to do a colorful Buddha painting. And it's going to be similar to that one. So come on out and have some fun with me next Sunday. All right, guys. If you are interested in a reading, a personalized reading report, you can go over to my website at www.lucidlivingmovement.com. If you'd like to support me in any way, just go ahead and leave a little comment, maybe a water emoji or like a full moon emoji. You could click like and share my videos with anyone who you think would benefit from these videos. I am your Healing Arts Astrologer, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for joining. Peace out, your Lucid Living Coach.